Marvin.
Right.
And why?
Yeah, because there's been no due process, no right to fair and speedy trial, none of that. He's been denied all of that. And just
and why?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Why? You know, if the DA's case were so solid, you know, is it the defense? What is Carlos Garcia doing that's stopped this whole process? Is he really drawing it out longer and longer so that everybody has faded memories? The longer you go from a very traumatic event, right? The brain tends to do funny things to your memories and to how you remember things that happened. And so, is Carlos the one that's responsible for this 6-year? Is he really going to take it 6 or 7 years so that these cops, once they get on the stand, he's going to eat them up. He's going to tear them apart, and Marvin very well may walk free. And once he walks free, because he was in there for 5 or 6 years, you know, who knows what kind of settlement he'll be in for sitting in there without a trial. But I foresee this being a total and utter shit show for Bell County. Any way you shake this now, and poor Dinwiddie's family, like Dinwiddie's family too, has been denied justice in this. We got to think about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Like, oh my God, if that were my son or if that were my brother, it's terrible for them to have to wait this long to see the evidence.
So do you think that there's an element of Marvin being scapegoated because of how they fumbled and messed up the whole raid? Or I mean, the raid to me is unconstitutional. I believe no-knock raids are unconstitutional. But do you believe that they're scapegoating him and his criminal record and his color and the fact that he's poor is helping them to be successful with that? Do you think there's any truth to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you... I doubt, you know, look, I don't know that Marvin's race or poverty level has contributed to his predicament completely, but I do think that it is possible that it has, at least to some degree. And I think that his poverty most certainly has contributed to his ability to get out of jail for a crime that he has not been convicted of yet. You know, I think that he really tried to get his life together, and he had a girl, and he's going to church with her, and they were going through some problems here and there, you know. They would fight occasionally, but he would still go to church with her. He had a job. He was holding down a full-time job, and when they raided his house, they didn't find shit. I mean, he was like, he just knew somebody was following him. He knew something was up. And he thought that he told me that he thought it was gangsters. He thought that it was some dudes trying to get him, like some dudes trying to kill him.
Right.
Because he's from the streets, and he thought for sure it was this rival. I think he said it was some rival, some kind of Mexican mafia dudes or something like that. I forgot what he told me, but it was some other gang, basically. Like he thought it was another gang that was there to get him.
Right.
That's why he opened fire. And then when he saw her, the police, he was just like, oh shit, and that's when he threw down and started running. You know, because the bullets were coming through the house. Like,
right.
Hail of gunfire, like freaking Swiss cheese. To answer your question, I don't know that race and poverty contributed completely to his predicament and what happened to him and the situation that he's in now. But I think it is definitely possible, right? And I think that if you're a cop in Killeen, you're not going to be sticking up for Marvin Guy type. You're not going to be, if you're a police-loving, badge-loving American, back the blue kind of Texan of any kind,
right?
You're not going to be feeling sorry for no Marvin Guy.
Absolutely, right? Yeah.
You know, and I don't know that race has anything to do with that. You know, but certainly his race and the color of his skin certainly has not helped his situation.
Absolutely. At the very least, it has hurt him. It's been a detriment for sure.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's a horrible situation, and I'm doing everything I can to fight for justice for him. I'm not going to give up, even if when there is a trial, and if he is convicted. I'll continue to fight. My goal right now is I really want to work on, banning no-knock raids, because just doing research on them, it's just terrible. The not just the loss of life, both civilian and police, but also the destruction of property, traumatizing of people that aren't even involved in the situation, children and old people. And the police oftentimes go to the wrong house. They don't even go to the right address. And when they do, like in Marvin's case, they don't find anything. So they do go through all of that for no reason at all. And it's just, to me, in all the lawsuits, and it's just a crap show, like you said. And it's so I do appreciate the time that you took. It's almost an hour here. Do you have any final words that you'd like to say? Any final words that you want to say in general, and also to Marvin, because I can play your words to him, when he and I talk again. So I'll leave it at that. Whatever else you'd like to say.
Yeah, look, I tried to help Marvin, and I had to stop journalism for a good while, and I had to leave that area, because it was, after the paper came after me, when I talked to the Free Thought Project. The Free Thought Project was not kind to the paper or to Killeen Police, and so the paper really said that I leaked evidence, Like, I didn't leak evidence. I got this stuff from the source, right? This is stuff that the public needs to see. So that was really disheartening, and I feel like sometimes I should have resigned, and sometimes I should have, done more. At the end of the day, I knew that job was melting down, and that, if that was how they were going to respond to stories like this, I did not want to work there. And so sometimes I do feel a lot of guilt for leaving communities and for leaving Marvin there while I went and continued my career, and to pay the bills, so I could continue to pay the bills and I could continue my freedom. It's like I, had a lot of, and have had a lot of freedom while Marvin sits jailed and his freedom has been taken away for a crime that he has not been convicted of. And that really eats at me. And I feel like I should never take my freedom for granted, ever, because of the situation that Marvin's in. And so I just hope that Marvin knows that because of him, every single day, I have not taken my freedom for granted. And I think of him every day and what he's going through. And I wish that I could do more to help him. And I wish that I could have written him, and I really hope to be a better friend to him in the future.
Right. Well, thank you for your time. And I'll just say this real quick. I know that was the last word, but just reading in the article, the KPD changed their policy and they no longer perform no-knock search warrants. That's good. Yeah, so, I mean, you see right there, them and the Houston Police Department, they're another one that banned the use of no-knock search warrants. So you can see that the fruit of it is it's not worth it. But I thank you, sir, so much for your time. And this is really, I believe this is going to go a long way to galvanizing people to want to get involved and help Marvin. There's been a pretty good response online to the stuff that I've been able to do, the conversations I've had with Marvin that I've recorded and put up online, and I believe this will be in the same vein as that, and really open people's eyes from someone who is an insider, there in Killeen. So I really appreciate your time. Have a wonderful night.
What is this? Do you have a website or something? Or
yeah, I have a website and a Facebook page. The website is freemarvinlguy.com, Free Marvin Lewis Guy. And so you can check out that information. A lot of it there are articles, but a lot of it is videos that have been recorded of Marvin talking about his situation, his story, his case. So people can hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, what's going on. And they're not just hearing me talk about it, but he's doing the vast majority of the talking. So I wanted to give him a platform to express himself, to talk about what he's what he has dealt with and what he's dealing with and everything that's taken place. So, and he's gotten a pretty good response online. Yep.
Well, cool, man. Thank you for doing what you do, and if there's anything else I can do to help you, let me know.
I will. Thank you again. Have a wonderful night, Clay.
All right. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye now.